He hopped up with that pole on him. He ain't say nothing, he just blowed on him. See, shorty about that life. It was 5 witnesses, local citizens, and shorty ain't.
Yo, what's up everyone, it's Blue Nova and I'm back with a new tutorial on how to get vocal quality like King Von in his song Wayne Story. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and click the subscribe button, hit the bell notification icon so that you're notified every time there's a new video. And let's go ahead and get into it. But before we start, I'm gonna go ahead and say rest in peace to King Von, and long live King Von. So let's go ahead and just start the tutorial. Let's go ahead and turn off everything on the master. On the lead vocal, this is what I have. This tutorial is going to be based with FL Studio stock plugins and free plugins, so anybody can just follow along. I'm going to highlight this entire verse. Right click, we're going to work with the lead vocal. And this tutorial is basically just going to help you guys get some, some hard and some nice sitting rap vocals. So the first thing we have is going to be a compressor. So we're using M compressor, which is free for you guys to download. And these are the settings that I have. And I'm gonna go ahead and play it for everyone to hear it.
My young nigga 14, he riding around with that pole on him. See shorty about that life, ain't that nigga finna go on him. We was on the block shooting dice, was some grown niggas just stole on him. He hopped up with that pole on him. He ain't say nothing, he just blowed on him. See shorty.
So after that, I'm gonna go into the next thing, which is a parametric EQ2. Now what I'm doing with this is just rolling off the low end. In this section, that's all I'm doing. I'm killing it up to 100 hertz.
My young nigga 14, he riding around with that pole on him. See shorty about that life, ain't that nigga finna go on him. We was on the block shooting dice, was some grown niggas just stole on him.
So after we have that, we're gonna use a EQUO. Now a lot of people don't use this as much, and this is something I just went ahead and went with for this specific type of vocal. And I'm still kind of fond of using the EQUO sometimes if I don't want to use the parametric EQ2. So what I do is just roll off some of the low end and just boost the high end, and that's essentially all we're gonna do with the EQUO.
My young nigga 14, he riding around with that pole on him. See shorty about that life, ain't that nigga finna go on him. We was on the block shooting dice, was some grown niggas just stole on him. He hopped up with that pole on him. He ain't say nothing, he just blowed on him. See.
After that, we're going to use a Logic channel. Now this is also a free plugin that you guys can download online. It's pretty similar to the SSL channel by Waves. So this is a must cop for you guys if you don't have an SSL channel by Waves. And these are settings that you want to have. What we're doing is just boosting big majority of the vocals up to around the 16K region, and we're boosting it to get the high end clarity. And also we're taking out some of the low frequencies so that it doesn't sound too thick and boxy. So this was going to sound like it.
My young nigga 14, he riding around with that pole on him. See shorty about that life, ain't that nigga finna go on him.
So as you can hear, there's a lot of sibilants and hard S's and T's coming through, but we're using Spitfish, which is also another free de-esser for everybody to download online.
My young nigga 14, he riding around with that pole on him. See shorty about that life, ain't that nigga finna go on him. We was on the block shooting dice, was some grown niggas just stole on him.
After that, we're gonna use Fruity Limiter. And what we're doing, just making sure the vocal is pretty full and just consistent in sound. So all I'm doing is just loading it in and bring the release all the way down to 0. We're gonna leave the attack and the head alone. And what I have right here is for my ceiling to be set at -6, because that's where I found King Von's vocals to sit well at, well, playing it with my vocals. So playing it, this is what it sounds like.
My young nigga 14, he riding around with that pole on him. See shorty about that life, ain't that nigga finna go on him. We was on the block shooting dice, was some grown niggas just stole on him.
After that, we're gonna use a Fruity Reverb 2 just to add some reverb to the vocals.
My young nigga 14, he riding around with that pole on him. See shorty about that life, ain't that nigga finna go on him.
After that, we're using a Fruity filter. Now this is something I like to use whenever I have vocals that I feel like are a little bit too harsh and has a lot of high frequencies. I want to go ahead and just add this on top just to seal up that frequency area with it. So this was gonna sound like with the Fruity filter.
My young nigga 14, he riding around with that pole on him. See shorty about that life, ain't that nigga finna go on.
So that's pretty much what you want to have for the lead vocal. The ad-libs are essentially the same thing. You just want to copy and paste the settings. So right click, go to file, say mixer track state as, left click, and then you can drag it onto any mixer insert. So the ad-libs are the same thing, and all we're doing is just bringing it down to around -6 in the mixer insert so that it's lower than the lead vocal. So this was going to sound like with the lead vocal and the ad-libs.
My young nigga 14, he riding around with that pole on him. See shorty bout that life, ain't that nigga finna go on him. We was on the block shooting dice, wasn't grown niggas just stole on him. He hopped up with that pole on him, he ain't say nothing, he just blowed on him. See shorty bout that life.
So that's pretty much what I did for the vocals. For the master, all I'm doing is just having a Fruity Convolver, cutting the mix at 16K with the equalizer. And if you don't have a Fruity Convolver, you can, use any type of EQ that has a brick wall setting to it. And the very last thing is having a Fruity Soft Clipper. And we're gonna play the entire mix. So this is what it's gonna sound like.
My young nigga 14, he riding around with that pole on him. See shorty bout that life, ain't that nigga finna go on him. We was on the block shooting dice, wasn't grown niggas just stole on him. He hopped up with that pole on him, he ain't say nothing, he just blowed on him. See shorty bout that life, it was 5 witnesses, local citizens, ain't sure.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I did in order to get vocal quality as King Von hit song Wayne's Story. If you like this video, go ahead and put a thumbs up. You can go ahead and get the vocal preset with my raw vocals inside, so you guys have something to play with whenever you're trying to match my sound quality. And also, if you need your song mixed and mastered, just go to the bottom of my site, bluenovabeats.com. Just go to the contact form and send me a message there, and I'll respond as soon as I can. And if you need any beats, just go to the store. You can get any style, any genre right there. And like I said, just put in the comment section what you guys want to see next, and I'll catch everybody on the next video.
He hopped up that pole on him, he ain't say nothing, he just blowed on him. See shorty bout that life, it was 5 witnesses, local citizens, and shorty ain't think twice. He just up and did it like he ain't give a shit. Bullets hit his top upper ligament, 1 to the head, shorty finished it. The whole city know that shorty killing.